Good evening. This is Daily Recall for April 12th, 2026. I'm Tom Stoukas coming to you from Sarnia, Ontario. Sunday, a lot of stuff kind of going on today for Sunday. Busy for a Sunday. It's Sarnia. Sarnia police have been busy trying to catch the two people responsible for murdering a 20-year-old at the Lambton College pub on early Friday morning. They arrested one guy, the guy on the right. What's his name? Udom Bun, 23, and they arrested him in London. The other guy's still on the run. This gangster wannabe, Kawaii Doe, whatever that. I don't even know. Look at this guy's neck tattoos and everything. So the cops are still looking for him. And then they did some raids in Sarnia, and they arrested a couple people. I'm assuming they're friends of the suspects, and they found the gun apparently. So a lot of stuff going on in that case. Horrible stuff. It's horrible thing that happened. I don't think it's ever happened in Sarnia where a bar shootout, basically. Not a shootout because there was only one side shooting, but it's kind of makes you think now. If you're in Sarnia, it's not just a big city thing now. It's like you got to worry. You got to keep in the back of your mind if you go out now. If you run into somebody that you don't know, and are they going to shoot you? I'm hoping it's not a trend, but I have a feeling there's going to be more of this, because if you look at London, Ontario was a nice city. I went to university there, and now it's, oh my God, it's a shithole. It's third world shithole. Drug users everywhere. All sorts of foreign immigrant communities popping up. Like, it's just, and it's trash. It's trash. And that's where we're heading there, I think, in Sarnia. And then on the Canadian, at the national news, we got the by-elections tomorrow. That'll give the Liberals a majority. I think everybody knows that. And the interesting thing is what'll happen after. Will there be more floor crossers? Which is the rumor still. I don't know if it's true or not. Carney's still ahead in the polls, but I don't know. If he gets a majority, I don't see him. He's the kind of guy who'd rather just not campaign if he doesn't have to. So we'll see. Lots of stuff. This should be an interesting week to see. Obviously, if he gets his majority, B, how's Pierre going to handle it, and if any more floor crossers go in after the majority. So yeah, it should be an interesting week in Canadian politics. And then in the international level, the Iran thing starting to heat up again. We didn't talk about it for a couple days, and now they had negotiations during the ceasefire, and they broke down. Now Trump's saying he's going to blockade the Strait of Hormuz. Like, basically, friends of Iran who are transporting oil, they're not going to let them. They're going to stop them. I don't know what's going to happen. So they're all chomping to get back at the bombing bit. I mean, he's moving a lot of troops there. It's pretty well guaranteed that it's going to start up again. Then the gas is going to go through the roof. Oh, I think they're gonna shut both straits. The one with the Houthis and the Strait of Hormuz. So it's gonna be. We're not gonna be able to eat in Canada. You're not gonna be able to go to the supermarket because the prices are gonna skyrocket. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully it doesn't go. So those are the three things. So let's look at the Sarnia news. Making the news for all the wrong reasons. Sarnia, the only reason Sarnia makes the news is when there's drug busts at the bridge, car accidents, like truck accidents, and the politics, maybe when the city council fights, but now it's going to be crime, more crime. Police make first arrest in shooting death of Sarnia man. Second suspect at large considered armed and dangerous. So the guy on the left is still at large. But I'm not like a police guy. I don't know how the police thing works, but I think they knew right away who the suspects were, and they didn't say almost for 2 days official, hey, be on the lookout for these dudes. Like, why didn't these pictures come out the first day, the day after, like happened early Friday morning, so Friday during the day, they knew who these guys were right away. I don't want to criticize them, but it took almost 2 days for us to get an official verification of these guys. When it was on Facebook, a lot of people were posting pictures of these guys, and I don't know how many of them were the right pictures, whatever, but the cops didn't put these pictures out till later, a few days, like over a day later, almost 2 days, I think. And, they might have had their reasons, but we'll find out. Hopefully they catch the guy. He doesn't kill again. But it's like, these guys are from London, right? Well, they're not from London. They reside in London, which it used to be nice, but it's turning into a third world shithole with criminal behavior now spreading to smaller nearby communities like Sarnia. So I think it's going to be a continuing thing. Like, you got to have to watch your back. It's not just about getting into a fight. It's like someone could shoot you for no good reason. Like, this kid who got shot wasn't a good... There's no good reason to shoot somebody, but it was probably something totally like unnecessary, like not even worth an argument. Not worth shooting somebody over, but they'll shoot you for nothing now, is what I'm saying. Big changes needed or only get worse. So it's like you get all these mass migration of cultures that don't assimilate. Then you have a weak justice system and this government encouragement to not assimilate and to do their own thing. And then you combine all that, flooding communities. This is what you get. Okay. So, one arrested, the other one's still on the run. And then they also did a raid today, I think, at a hotel on Venetian Boulevard. I bet there's a hotel strip in Sarnia, and I bet you tons of sketchy stuff goes on down there at those hotels. For the moneyed criminals, the criminals with a little pocket money, not the crackheads. Crackheads go on the London line, the motel alley. Anyway, they went to a hotel. Okay. So they had a warrant for a hotel room and then a warrant for a house on Indian Road. So now they're doing a lot of media releases, but the first day or two was very... Okay. I guess I want to see when they found the gun and they arrested 2 people, I'm assuming friends of theirs. Female's one of the 2 females who had been with the suspects on the night of the shooting. Okay. So basically they're raiding all these places where these guys hung out. So they probably come down from London and who knows what kind of criminal activity. Okay. So this is following the... Okay. Police made entry into one of the hotel units and detained the single male occupant found inside. Search warrant was obtained and executed on that unit. During the search, investigators located and recovered the firearm believed to be used in the murder of Dane Nesbitt. Expert forensic examination on the handgun is pending, but it is believed to have been sourced in the U.S., not registered in Canada. So they charged Ava Leigh Lightheart for accessory after the fact. So basically, Jonathan Osborne was. So it looks like friends of these losers. And they found the gun, so now they got to find the guy. So we're making lots of news over this, and it is a big deal. It's a very big deal because, like I said before, we've had people get lately, a lot more lately, which is disconcerting, is people getting busted, criminals who shouldn't have, with guns who shouldn't have guns. They don't have legal firearm permit. And a lot of the time, sometimes it's crackheads with replica guns. But now, more and more, you find police are busting people with actual guns. And now, but you didn't really have people using the guns. It was just they got caught with them. Now, these guys used them for probably a stupid, insignificant reason. And hopefully it doesn't keep happening. But London's got, it happens in London now regularly, gun violence. And London's just less than an hour away from us, so. Okay, so yeah. The critical piece of evidence has been located. Now we need to locate and arrest the shooter. Just a matter of time. I'd like to know where this guy is. Like, how the hell did he get away? Like, they must have known right away who he was. Like, there are the multiple witnesses, cameras everywhere. But like I said, we'll see what they have to say. We'll see what happens. And I guess this other guy, the one they caught, I'm getting the impression that he wasn't the shooter. He was like the partner, probably. Like I think the left guy is being said was a shooter. So this guy though, he's in Sarnia. The guy on the right is in Sarnia. So I wonder if I'm sure he'll get bail. And then, even if they catch this guy, he's going to be in the courts for years over this. And I'm sure they'll let him have bail. So I'm sure we're going to follow this case. As it develops. But there's a lot to be found out about, like what happened. Another thing is this guy for sure on the left was under a firearms ban. So it shows how it's ridiculous how the government's going after legal firearms owners and, treating these guys with kid gloves. It's ridiculous. So we'll follow that. So let's look at Canada now. So like I said, tomorrow we have the by-elections, 3 of them. Probably will win 2 or at least the Liberals. I think they only need to win 1 now, but to get their majority, but they'll probably win 2 out of 3, maybe all 3. So we'll see what Pierre does. If the knives come out for Pierre, if more floor crossers. And, I'm not defending the floor crossers at all. Like they're horrible people too, because usually all the politicians are. But floor crossers, usually they're not to be applauded, let's say, but it happens. But I always say it's the leadership too. Like there's never been a time in Canadian politics where still sick a little, where this many people have crossed. Like you'd always get the odd one, but not en masse like this. So it's a leadership thing. And Pierre hasn't done anything to stop the destruction of Canada anyway, so I'm not that worried about it. But we'll see how that goes. I think I saw. Yeah, I think I saw a poll like most people want the Liberals to get a majority so they can govern, protect us against Donald Trump. Yeah. Not my opinion, but unfortunately, a lot of people. So Pierre did such a bang-up job that he gave the Liberals a majority. But you can't criticize Pierre. They get all pissy when you criticize Pierre. It's like, Should be able to take a little criticism without crying like a baby. So saw this video on X today, and there's been like a rash of these vintage videos coming out reminding us of what the country used to be like. I mean, this is a little older than the 90s, but even the 90s was totally kind of like this. Clean, orderly, nobody shooting you, nobody blowing fentanyl smoke in your face. So let's watch it. Toronto subway 1960. Even in the 1990s, it was pretty orderly. Let's see if that's their sound. I don't know if their sound. Look at this subway. Can you imagine these chicks here in the skirts being on the subway in Toronto today? Oh my God. I don't see no crackheads or anything. Anyway, vintage videos. And I can imagine the younger crowd watching these and they're like, what kind of videos are they? What witchcraft is this? And I was like, I was there. I saw it. Not in 1960, but I saw it in the 80s and the 90s. And then we go to today. Let's go forward in time to present day. I don't know what's going on here. Someone's got their ass hanging out on the TTC subway. Probably tripping out on fentanyl. So you're probably breathing in some of their fentanyl and ass fumes. So yeah, quite the difference 60 years makes. But even in the 80s and 90s, it was not like this. You didn't see this on the TTC. Now, people are pissing on it. TTC taking shit, smoking crack. I don't know. Can you smoke fentanyl? I don't know. I'm pretty sure you can smoke fentanyl. And doing whatever this guy's doing, sleeping on the TTC. It's embarrassing. Like, you go to other countries that are poorer than Canada or have less resources. They're beautiful metro systems. And ours is disaster. Even, I think last week they had some breakdowns because of the hydraulic oil leaks or something. It's just third world. But Toronto's becoming third world, total third world. Give it time. Give it a little more time. So yeah, can you imagine going on the subway and having to live like that? It's like, I ain't riding on the subway. And there was another one. I can't remember what day. The other day was a guy taking a crap on like Young Dundas Square. They call it Sankofa Square now. And then he was wiping his ass with his hand, and then he went into the streetcar and was grabbing all the rails. It's like, you need a hazmat suit to go on the subway. Like, who in their right mind is going to ride the subway? So, and then another thing. This is another thing that bugs me, is this, we keep seeing the judges here in Canada doing this lesser sentences for immigrants so they don't get kicked out of the country. Mind you, in Korea, if you get caught with a joint, they'll kick you out that weekend, by the next weekend. So before they publicly shame you, here we reduce their sentences so they don't get kicked out. It's a joke. It's a no-brainer. Like, Pierre should be talking about this all the time. He only talked about it after people, whatever. He talked about it for one day, too. But here's another case. This New Brunswick judge reduces man's sentence so he won't get deported from Canada. You see these stories all the time now. These weak judges. Weak. They're more worried about the rights of the criminal than they are about the rights of the victim. So, New Brunswick judge. And there's a solution to that is lower the threshold. Like there shouldn't be a threshold. Should be, hey, if you're a criminal, even if you get a parking ticket and the government wants to get rid of you, boom. I don't know. There's like I think there's a limit. So let's say if you get a less than 6 month sentence, you can still not qualify. You won't get deported. And like anything above 6 months, let's say, you get deported. So that's the whole point of this. It's like 6 months and you're an immigrant or you're a non-citizen and you've done something that warrants 6 months in jail, you should be getting deported. So, and then this guy, a Nigerian man, of course, convicted of breaching a no-contact order with his former partner, is convinced a New Brunswick judge should grant him a conditional charge to avoid deportation. Adebowale Adekoya, anyway, 33, appealed his sentence of 12 months probation. So he got probation. After considering the collateral immigration consequences, oh my God, of the conviction imposed by the trial judge and the nature of the offense, I conclude that a conditional discharge would be in Mr. Adekoyo's best interest and would not be contrary to the public interest. Really? The fact that we got this Nigerian guy here is contrary to the public interest, I think. And I will elaborate. He's charged with assaulting his former partner. He's going to do it again. Anyway. So he assaulted her, and then he was on a no contact order, and he still breached that. Yeah, let's keep him. Oh my God. Anyway, I don't want to get into the specifics here. So he broke the. So he got sentenced to a year of probation for all that. I think that's very harsh sentencing, he said. Look, these guys they got no shame. He asked the trial judge for a conditional discharge. You ruined my life for real, Adekoyo said. Because he doesn't want to go back to Nigeria. Because Nigeria is a shithole. And do you know how many Nigerians are? A lot. And they all want to come here. I think my kids, oh my God. So, it's not a good, it doesn't benefit Canada to bring this Nigerian immigration here. There's like tens of millions of Nigerians. Their birth rate's out of control. Like it's like way higher than ours. And they come here and they don't assimilate. They want us to assimilate to their savage practices here. Okay. So basically, I don't know what the threshold for a criminal conviction. Doesn't say here. Anyway, the point is they're negotiating. The prosecution and his lawyers are negotiating just enough so he doesn't get deported. Like he has no remorse, he has no shame. He comes here to Canada, he acts like an animal, and then anyway, that's got to change too. Like, who knows with this other guy, this shooter in Sarnia, who knows if he's even Canadian. Okay. Sorry. So we should just ban immigration from Nigeria ASAP. Because look, Nigeria, how many people? A lot. And they're coming here. Someone's bringing them here. We got all sorts of organizations bringing them here. And I have no animosity towards the Nigerian people, but it's a very resource-rich country, but it's a shithole. Whoever's running Nigeria has destroyed it. But It's all basically the case with all of sub-Saharan Africa. Unfortunately, it's unfortunate, but why should we bring them here? So they can chop you up and put you in a freezer. Look at this. 242 million people in Nigeria. That's crazy. This makes Nigeria the most populous country in Africa and the 6th most populous in the world. Yeah, why are they coming here? Oh, man. Yeah, we're going to have to put a stop to those numbers. What's she saying on this one? Oh, I said with the TTC subway, these women wouldn't be able to ride the subway today. Okay? It's not happening. If this were present day Canada, these women would risk sexual assault or random violence on the TTC, or walk their children past open drug use and clouds of fentanyl-laced smoke in too many public spaces. Shameful how years of failed policies on immigration, scale, border control, bail reform, and drug enforcement have eroded safety in our cities. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. We're going to need a lot of work to fix this problem. All right, so that's Canada. Not very good news for some. It's. I'm sure the young people, the younger crowd, will figure something out. All right, we're on Iran now. Iran. So there was a ceasefire, so they stopped fighting for a bit. But now they're saying tomorrow's a 10 a.m. Eastern time, the U.S. is going to start blockading Iran. Basically a blockade of the country. No boats in, no boats out. I don't know if it's going to happen. I can't see that. It sounds easier said than done. Basically, a blockade is a declaration of war. That's why Japan, what did they do? An oil embargo, I think, on Japan, but in World War II. But this is a thing. I don't know. Maybe he's just talking through his ass again, Trump. Maybe he'll back down, because this is kind of a big deal for the world economy and oil. Like, oil could go through the roof. And if oil goes through the roof, groceries will go up, and it's going to be a disaster. But you never know. They might be negotiating behind this. I don't think they are. I think Israel says they want to go all the way. Sorry, my throat's. I'm getting better though. It's been sick for a few. Israel, they've been trying to start this war for 45 years, 40 years. So they're not going to quit after 40 days. So that's why I think. But we'll see. So what's Trump saying? Effective immediately, the United States Navy will begin the process of blockading any and all ships trying to enter or leave the Strait of Hormuz. So basically he's saying either everybody's allowed in or nobody's allowed. In and out. Okay. I've also instructed our Navy to seek or interdict every vessel in international waters that has paid a toll to Iran. No one who pays an illegal toll will have safe passage on the high seas. So he says he's going to, board tankers and shipping container boats on the open seas. I don't know. That sounds harder and sounds kind of like, especially if it's like a Chinese ship or a Russian ship or like a French ship, an ally, who knows? But a lot of people are nervous about this because countries like Philippines and in Asian countries and Japan and China, but rely on this oil and other materials to get delivered. So they're already struggling like with fuel shortages. So he said the blockade will begin shortly, but I saw a release. It says here, U.S. to blockade ships starting implementing a blockade of all maritime traffic entering and exiting Iranian ports on April 13th at 10 a.m. So that's tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time. So yeah, the week's going to start off exciting, but you never know. 5 minutes before the market opens tomorrow, you might say, oh, I'm extending the blockade deadline. Excuse me. So that's kind of the big story today. The collapse of the negotiations, so we're told, in Pakistan. And Trump going with the blockade of the blockade. So I'm just going to read some of the reaction and then call it a night. We got a big week ahead of us. Here's President Trump looking at resuming limited military strikes in Iran in addition to the U.S. blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, per Wall Street Journal. Details include Trump could also resume a full-fledged bombing campaign, though officials said that was less likely. I'm sure Israel will do it. I think Israel has said they're ready to start bombing Iran again. They're just waiting for the go-ahead from Trump. Yeah, I don't think they're waiting for the go-ahead. I think they'll do it whenever they're ready. Trump also seeks a temporary blockade. So there it is, temporary blockade, while he pressures allies to take responsibility for a prolonged military escort through the Strait of Hormuz in the future. So he's already kind of backtracking and calling it temporary now. Trump remains open to a diplomatic solution, even as he promised a blockade and threatened again to target Iran's infrastructure. Yeah, he's saying not only he's doing the blockade, but he's saying again he's going to target their water desalination plants, their electric generating plants. And then it says U.S. oil prices surging above 105 a barrel. Yeah. I wonder what. I'm going to check my gas prices here. We're at 178. 178. Still too high. I'm sure we'll change it tomorrow. We're due for a change. 178 in Sarnia. All right. So that's kind of what's he's playing around with all sorts of options, I guess. I'm sure it won't be good for us. It'll be good for Israel, though, probably. All right. Here's some more. Israeli media reports that officials expressed satisfaction with tough stance taken by the U.S. delegation in Pakistan, noting that both countries share the same red lines and conditions demanded of Iran. The IDF is preparing for a swift return to fighting and is fully supportive of American ideas for an escalation, including a naval blockade of Iran, ground operations in the Strait of Hormuz, seizure of Karg Island, and an operation to remove enriched uranium. Yeah, they're moving a lot of troops still in there, so tons of cargo planes are flying in and back from Europe. Who knows what they're doing? I'm sure we'll find out. Here's another one. What no one around Trump understands is how the blockade of Iran's blockade will impact the price of energy globally and then impact the price of everything. Yeah. Like, people were already, not everybody, there's some people doing very well right now, but people that are just getting by, this is not good for them, you know. This is the last thing a lot of people needed, because like a lot of small businesses are going to see down the pipeline the price increases as they get work through the system. So this could make it even worse tomorrow if he does this blockade. Who knows? Though he might back off like he usually does. Here's the next one. The talks designed to open the Strait of Hormuz will result in the strait being closed tighter than ever. Trump announced the U.S. Navy will blockade the strait to make sure those ships paying Iran's tolls for safe passage can't get through either. Get ready for $150 oil. That's Peter Schiff. He's a billionaire, I think. Okay. And here's another one. What's now the question? What are the rules of engagement? Are you going to destroy any ship that tries to break the blockade? Will you try to board a ship and take physical control? What if it's a Russian ship with a Chinese flag? Will you destroy it? What about a Russian ship? What do you think their reaction will be? I know this is being done to make us look tough and strong and scare Iran, but you can see there are some big questions that need answering. Yeah, it's not as easy as just blocking the ports. Or maybe it is, I don't know. One of the hallmarks of Operation Epic Fury from the beginning has been so little forethought has been given to what happens if plan doesn't work. Failure to foresee predictable problems of this time could have explosive ramifications. See, I don't think Israel and the U.S. or Israel, I think they know exactly what they're doing. They want total destruction of Iran. This is how you're going to do it. So I think they knew all this was going to happen, like blockades and this and that, because the goal is to destroy Iran. So I don't think. I think to say the White House went into this, or Israel went into this war without a plan. Like, they have a plan to destroy Iran and probably the rest of the world, I guess. I'm pretty sure they planned for that. Because I said before, Israel's in it to win it. Like, they're not here to negotiate. So anything Trump says is just basically all just bullshit. We're just going to see escalation. So, sorry, my throat's okay. And he's fighting with the Pope too. Pope Leo is weak on crime and terrible for foreign policy. You never you think with everything that's fake on the internet, when you see a post like this, it's like, no, this is a fake post. But no, it's real. He's going after the Pope. The Pope is an American too, which is interesting at this time. So he's going war with the Pope. He talks about fear of the Trump administration, but doesn't mention the fear that the Catholic Church and all the other Christian organizations had during COVID when they were. Yeah, he's going after the Pope now. Okay. Here's Patricia Marins will anticipate some I don't know. No. Some points here about the confrontation that are quite likely. This is the battle Iran wants to fight. It's a battle Iran wants to fight. The scent of great danger is in the wind. So it looks like there's going to be a big battle coming. Who knows? Because Iran's got... They got a lot of boats in there, like little speed boats with missile launchers. So that's it. That's what we got the week ahead. Lots to look forward to. So when's the next broadcast? April 15th. So we'll come back April 15th and see where we are. Hopefully they catch this shooter. Hopefully they catch the shooter, gangster wannabe here. Put him in jail, and hopefully they don't give him bail when they catch him. And hopefully he doesn't kill anybody. And then we'll see what's going on with the liberal majority government and Pierre's reaction to it if he loses more MPs, and obviously Iran. We'll see how crazy that gets. So until then, have a nice night. Thanks.